Hello, hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Nuttall20, and this is Fire Emblem Three Houses Crimson Flower Maddening. Effectively blind now because I've not played this part before on Maddening. I'm joined today again by the amazing, the incredible, the Oxpret.
It actually is Crimson Flower now.
Yes, I know, we finally transitioned to that part of the story. I'm very excited to show it off. And yeah, it's actually a pretty big challenge for me because I've not done any of this before, so it's all new.
You seem like you've prepared adequately regardless, so I doubt anything will reach a very high level of challenge.
I don't know. So some of the other routes, when I reached them on Maddening, managed to get me down to. I think Verdant Wind's finale managed to get me down to 0 continues, and I had to lose a unit to finish the map.
Yeah. Alright, well, we'll see.
Yeah, Ingrid valiantly sacrificed herself to kill Nemesis in that route for me.
Poor Ingrid.
But there you go. So let's get on to the video. Let's see how I fared with the new route.
Let's do it. Alright.
Cool. 3, 2, 1, sync.
Part 2. Crimson Flower. Ethereal Moon. Beyond Escape.
So yeah, in a bit of a difference from normal, or not from normal, from what we're going to do now, we have all the narrative.
It is Imperial Year 1185. Half a decade has passed since Emperor Edelgard ascended the Imperial throne, yet the continent of Fodlan still remains lost in a tempest of turmoil and bloodshed.
Can't see that.
In the Holy Kingdom of Fargus, King Dimitri has welcomed Archbishop Rhea and her knights, who were driven out of Garreg to the kingdom capital. As they work to build a unified front, the war with the Empire rages on to the west. Meanwhile, Claude, leader of the Alliance, staves off Imperial intervention by strategically stirring up conflicts between Leicester lords in an effort to feign neutrality.
Nice.
As events unfold, Edelgard and her Black Eagle strike force begin to take action in an attempt to break the war's current state of deadlock.
So yeah, this is a very different world to the one from the other time skips. So in the other ones, everything is at collapse, and here it's not.
If things had continued on as they were, today would have been the Millennium Festival. Halt! Who's there? It can't be. Professor? Is it really
Fire Emblem jump scare.
I searched everywhere and never found a trace.
So I did cut a bit here. I cut the professor waking up because that's almost exactly the same between all the routes.
I see.
Joking? At a time like this? You do realize it's been 5 years since you disappeared. Do you have any idea how guilty I felt? How broken my heart was? I searched high and low after you vanished. Although there was no proof, I somehow knew you were alive. All this time, I led everyone as best I could, and fought with all my heart. It's been a difficult path to walk alone.
What about Hubert?
Hubert doesn't count.
Welcome back, my teacher.
Well, that's fair.
I'm so happy that you're safe.
He's an underling, not a peer. It's different.
Such a short time, but it feels like an eternity ago. Do you still feel the way you did all those years ago? You said then that you would fight at my side no matter how many enemies we should amass. As for me, my resolve has not faltered. I'm determined as ever to see this through to the end. I will defeat
I see, the amount of enemies you've amassed has grown, hasn't it?
Well, it's the same number she started with, really.
Are you prepared to stand with me?
They're just more organized.
That seems a little silly.
Thank you. Truly. Now then, I assume you understand the situation at hand, yes?
No, not really. Like, I just woke up.
Joke. Or are you telling the truth? I suppose you must be.
In that case, I'll tell you all that has transpired as you slumber these past 5 years.
So yeah, Crimson Flower again
And
has
that
no
is where we
budget.
are now.
There
The
were
war
anime
is at a
cutscenes for everyone else, but not this one.
Dimitri is the new king of Fargus.
God,
It's clear
jeez.
that his territory will continue to support the church.
I'll
Meanwhile,
tell you
Klaus
everything that
leadership has
happened.
thrown
And
the
that's what
Alliance into
happened.
chaos.
There we go.
He maintains
So
neutrality
she
in
just did the
their
narration from the
conflict.
beginning of the chapter.
The situation has created a
She even did the voice.
She also did it in Gerald's voice, oddly enough.
Yeah, clearly.
With you in the fray, I believe the state of the war will shift immediately. The Church, as well as the Kingdom and the Alliance. The time has come to eliminate them all. Rhea, Sedith, the Knights, and the others are in prime condition. They've set up their base within the Kingdom capital. The Immaculate One and her family have yet to fight on the front lines. However, we must eventually face and defeat them. It would mean a great deal to have you with us when the time comes.
Oh, don't worry.
Good. Well then, I believe it's time for a little reunion. The
And
Black
Ron?
Eagle Strike
Wait,
Force
that's
never
not this
lost
one.
hope.
I'm ready
They
for some
need
good
you
old
back, and
familicide.
they're awaiting your return. Let's not keep them waiting any longer.
Black Eagle Strike Force, eh?
Black Eagle Strike Force. Oh, it's just so ridiculous. Oh, we get this, man. We get Jaritza.
Ah, yes.
Oh, man. So I've never played with him before, and I got him, and he has to be the most disgustingly powerful character I think I've ever seen.
Well now,
Ah, I see.
that face is certainly familiar. I am glad to see you alive and well, Professor.
Professor, it's me, Bernie. Do you remember me? I can't believe you're here.
I can't believe it. Is this a dream? Can we really be this lucky?
This is not dreaming. Our professor is with us again. Welcome to the back. I mean, welcome back.
Our group isn't the same without you. I am overjoyed to see you again.
It's been so long. Seeing you again fills my heart with hope.
Great. Now everything will be easy. That's great you're safe, Professor. I'm deeply, deeply moved.
Quite the reunion, isn't it, Professor? Everyone's happy to see you.
Come on, Edelgard. You must be happier than all of us combined. She took it really hard when you
Oh,
disappeared, Professor.
good work, Insis.
Oh boy.
Of course, we did our very
I
best.
feel
in
like
your
the
absence.
blush is appearing on her
There's never
face a
day that we
lot.
doubted you
Yes,
would return
yes
to
it
us.
is.
Edelgard has been leading us as Emperor. But after you disappeared, it became apparent that you were her anchor. It gives me regret to be admitting this, but our power is not enough. The only one who can be meeting Edelgard's expectations is you, Professor.
Most
pressure.
impressive of all
Yeah, I mean,
is
like,
your
all of us are
uncanny ability
losers,
to bring a
but
smile
you
to
can do it.
everyone's face.
In the years since you vanished, we have not lost anyone from our ranks.
We all longed for your presence and your leadership, myself included.
It seems fitting to view this as a new beginning for the Black Eagle Strike Force. We already have our target.
Yes, we must eliminate the Alliance before moving on to fight the Kingdom and the Church.
Oh no.
That doesn't necessarily mean we must occupy the entirety of the Alliance. House Rican stands against the Empire. Therefore, our target is Deirdre, the aquatic capital.
We must cross the Aramid River, which separates the Empire and the
It's great.
Alliance.
Claude's entire house is
That
filled with
must take
idiots,
the
apparently.
largest bridge across it.
Yeah,
The Great
but
Bridge of
He's doing his
Yeah.
best to stay neutral, and they're like, nope, we fight these guys. He's like, no, guys, come on.
It is the shortest route there.
An Alliance stronghold has been built at the Great Bridge. We'll take that and then head north. At the same time, we must defeat the one who defends it, Judith von Daphne. If we can also take control of Daphne territory, it would be greatly beneficial to us.
I love
Prepare
Judith.
yourselves. The next
Yeah,
battle
I
will
know.
be a
This is
momentous one.
all very,
Join
very
me, my
different.
friends, as we begin our journey to bring peace and solace to this war-ravaged world.
Because obviously this is all in fast forward because Reunion of Dawn doesn't happen. And by
Yeah.
the way, everyone's leveled up. Edelgard has Armored Lord, which he's going to get out of immediately because that class is terrible.
Well, at least you have the opportunity to do that.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And she's got Ymir as well, which is a big bonus. And then, yeah, most people have gone up by about 2 levels or so, and they rank up in the classes that they ended the last chapters in. Apart from Bernadette, who's still level 1 for some reason. Don't know what she was doing.
That's weird.
I don't think she might not actually gain levels. I forget.
They have a specific thing for Bernadetta?
Well, so they've got specific levels for everyone. People gain different numbers of levels based on the character they are.
Interesting. I didn't know that.
So some people gain 2, some people gain 3. It seems like Bernadetta might gain 0. And this is Jurica von Hrim, who has 32 strength and 27 speed.
That's pretty good.
Yeah? Yeah, so he's got 2 less strength than Edelgard does. Sorry, 1 less strength than Edelgard does. And who's our strongest unit. And then, what, 3 less speed than Leone and Felix, who are our fastest
I think
units.
he's just a grunt, not a noble gatekeeper like yours truly.
Oh my god.
He's very devout.
Yes.
He left the Empire a long time ago.
Yes, there is another
Secret.
gatekeeper.
Secret gatekeeper.
A new face. I am Randolph von Bergles. I'm
Wait,
the
we've
guardian
spoken.
of this place.
Yep.
Wait a moment.
Yep.
I'm sure I've seen you somewhere before. Ah, yes. You're Her Majesty's professor. You're alive? Oh, this is my little sister, Fleisch. She's just a rookie, but she's helping me as my assistant.
Hello, I'm Fleisch von Bergles. It's nice to meet you. I know I'm inexperienced, but I'm gonna do my best. You can count on me to look after my big brother.
I've heard
Trying to remember what I've heard about Fleisch before, but it's not coming to me.
So the last time that you saw Fleisch was on the Blue Lions route when she was trying to murder Dimitri. And instead gets killed by Byleth.
Were you dead, I wouldn't be able to fight you. But you are very much alive. Now I have a chance to kill you.
Cool.
Yeah. He seems completely stable. Oh, and also, Black Eagle's route exclusive.
I've had plenty of time to stay inside lately, so I think it's time I run out. Yeah, I can do this. No more Bernie Bear.
Bernadetta leaves her room.
Yes, but, please don't put me up front, okay?
Alright.
Need something?
And yes, you can upgrade the rest of the DLC and upgrade Abyss, which means you get the Oracle, which lets you increase support points between any 2 characters you want. And it also lets you set what paired endings you get if you give up Renown for it.
This one?
Ah, yeah, that's good.
And then you get the Shadow Library, which is where all
Lore?
the secret lore... Yeah, it's all the secret lore of the game, basically.
Love lore.
See you again.
So...
I'm so sick
Ah,
of
yes,
it
and
all.
now we have Edelgard support.
There is so much to be done, yet all I encounter are new problems and pitfalls.
Yay, happy music.
Sometimes I wish I could spend just one day doing
So-
absolutely nothing and gorging myself on sweets.
Edelgard supports are a lot lighter now.
Do you mean it? Just the thought makes me happy. But Hubert would never allow it.
Bastard.
What a pain.
Indeed. It may not be possible now, but one day we will know the joys of idling. Mark my words. Is that a smirk I spy? Is it so amusing to you, me daydreaming of free time?
Yeah, I had to give the response that's wrong here.
I see.
Because it is
Getting an
really
idea of
funny.
What you think of me. But let's put all
I agree.
that aside for now. There is something I've been meaning to tell you. I'm afraid this might sound a bit sentimental. However, I want to thank you. Because of you, I feel I can walk my fated path without losing myself. If I were alone, I might have lost perspective and become a harsh leader with a heart of ice. But I'm not alone. With you by my side, I'm somehow free to be not only a leader, but simply Edelgard.
I mean,
Until now,
I know.
no one has
I
been
saw
able to
that already.
surpass me, much less command me.
Yeah, I know, but
I
like...
have always been seen as an untouchable princess or emperor. No one spoke to me as an equal or met my gaze.
Funny to
without
see her
flinching.
talk about like, oh, if you hadn't been here with me, I would have been a bastard. And I'd be like, yeah,
yeah, you were.
I know.
Tried to claw
I
my
saw.
way out of the darkness was myself. But you have been a brilliant light. Somehow you have chased the darkness away. And for that, I will always be grateful.
mean, on Vent Wind, you're fine. You're just incredibly suicidal for no good reason.
King of the Holy Kingdom of
Well,
Fargus,
what are you gonna do?
Blue Lions, you are just a bit of a dick by the end.
Is raising an army in preparation for all-out war with the Empire. As leader of the Alliance, Claude maintains a facade of neutrality amidst infighting between those who support and those who oppose the Empire.
No, Bandit.
So yeah, in the Lesser Alliance, it's House Gloucester and Ordelia that support the Empire.
The Black Eagle Strike Force plans to capture
Right.
Alliance territory
Mr.
before Edelgard
Lorenz
takes the
likes to
war
pick
to
the winning
kingdom
side.
and the church
That's Lorenz and
herself.
Lysithia's houses.
With sights set on capturing Deirdre at the center of House Regan's territory, she leads a march across the Great Bridge of Myrddin to establish a bridgehead.
And then, yeah, it's House Daphnel and Regan that oppose the Empire, which is Claude and Judith. And technically Goneril, but they don't really care.
We're about to
Yeah.
commence our attack on the Great Bridge of Myrddin. But first, allow me a moment of your time. It is something that I can only ask of you. Listen well. It concerns Lady Edelgard's uncle, the regent of the Empire, Lord Arundel. Although he is currently cooperating with Her Majesty, he maintains his own sizable military troops. It seems to me that his plans differ from our own. I
Really,
assume you
Hubert?
recall a certain group's scheming from 5 years ago? Solon and Kranya. They both served Lord Arundel.
Huh?
Yep. Yeah, this is a whole thing.
Professor, I understand.
So technically this never comes up in the Blue Lions route, even though you do fight Arundel.
I know it must be
And it doesn't come up in any of the other
consider
routes.
cooperating with their kind.
Yeah.
However, their power is essential for us at present. Edelgard also strongly opposed the idea at first. Our enemy is the Church of Seros itself. It cannot be toppled with the Empire's might alone. Those
They
working
did a
under
good
Lord
enough
Arundel
job
are
so far.
extremely hostile toward
I mean,
the
so, well,
Church.
they're trapped in a complete deadlock. I think the battle lines haven't changed in 5 years.
I think you sufficiently understand by now. Until all of Fodlan is
Now that we have you here, we don't need those losers.
Yeah, it's pretty much how it works for them. They're like, we had to ally with them, otherwise we would have lost these past 5 years. But
Regardless, Her Majesty
now that you're
will wish
here,
to
we can
join
win
our
and then
power
kill them
with
all.
yours. You should know that in her heart, Her Majesty regards that group as enemies of herself and her family. They used her father, the former emperor, as a puppet, and murdered her siblings with their vile experimentation. I believe Her Majesty may have told you some of this herself. That is why this was a very painful decision for her to make. I will do all I can to ensure her suffering is not in vain. And I hope I can count on you to do the same. As for all I have told you, please keep it in mind as we march forward.
Yeah, so this is like a crux of a lot of, not a lot of, but some of Edelgard's controversy, which is it moral to use these guys when you plan on taking them down later because they're evil? And the answer is up in the air in a big way.
Yeah, I'd have to think about that, honestly.
Yeah.
I couldn't make a judgment call on that immediately.
No, I don't think you should either. It's something you really need to think about for a while. So this is the Bridge of Myrddin, which I think was one of the most difficult chapters I've had to do for a long time. And it's difficult in a really good way, because the surprise is what it pulls isn't ridiculous. It's
We'll be capturing the
stuff
Great
that's
Bridge
logical
of Myrddin,
according to how the
a
map's
key
presented.
strategic location of the Leicester
Alright,
Alliance.
we'll take a look then.
Claude will surely be sending reinforcements, so we must prevail before they arrive.
Our opponent is Judith, the so-called hero of Daphnel. We can handle her, so long as we don't get careless.
She's definitely a hero. I don't think she's so called.
I could never do that.
No, she is well renowned. So yeah, the first thing is the mission is very, very clear to highlight that reinforcements are coming.
Indeed.
But I think even earlier than that, actually, to talk through this is the first mission where you're just under attack very, very early. There are like 6 groups that can get to you straight away. that you need to disarm in quick fashion. And I'm still not running the
Everybody's
squad.
favorite combat art.
Hunter's Volley is just incredible. It's so broken on Shamir because it just gives her so much damage. And this is where I think I implement an old Fire Emblem Heroes tactic. Which is kill an enemy and then reposition away the killer. So that the tank can take the damage.
Man, I don't know what to think about having the movement abilities in this game, because, like, in previous Fire Emblems, maybe you had shove, but other than that, none of those abilities existed. So I don't know how I feel about them being, like, canonized in this game.
To an extent, I like them because I think they present some cool options that you have available to you. I received a friend request while this map was going. So yeah, and then there's this northern front that I've set up as well. You need to push that front so you can get that chest there, but aside from that, it's not hugely important. So Yuri does what he does best, which is not getting quadded. The Death Knight does what he does best.
Death?
Yeah, which is murdering people with a friggin' scythe. And Leonie does what she does best as well.
Make a difference?
Which is critting people. So yeah, the introduction of Jaritza has given me a second tank, which is actually pretty handy.
Yeah, it can take a hit pretty well, I guess, you know. Well, since the enemy doesn't know about death spikes.
Yeah, it doesn't use dark spikes, so he's fine.
Dark spikes, that's right.
So yeah, disarming this part here is... like, unpicking how to beat this formation was really difficult, actually. Because if Edelgard goes one space farther, she can't get back and dies.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And this is where I'm using the fire combat art to increase Violet's speed by 1 so he doesn't get quadded. Because, by the way, these guys with the fists here are blazing fast.
Oh, yeah.
They're like 36 AS, I think. So the only person in the army who doesn't get doubled is Leonie. And Byleth when he's running a fire turn.
And Yuri, presumably? Since he didn't get doubled earlier?
Yes, and Yuri, because he's very, very fast. But like, they hurt. They hit very hard. We don't have very much defense. But now we get to the crux of the map, which is this map was not designed with the idea of Darkfire existing. I don't think. It might have been, but like, what's going to happen is like this. Lysithea is going to fly over here, take pot shots at people.
I suppose there's nothing stopping you from just having a flyer with tombs regardless, is there?
No, but flyers can't use magic normally. So you could do this with a Wyvern Lord. With Curved Shot. He could do that. Or they could do that.
Ouch. Ooh, a ballista kill. Don't see those too often.
I realized I had it on Yuri. I was like, hold on. This is actually a good idea. So yeah, I think what's going to happen here, Violet is going to dodge and then do this. Just counterattack from 3 range with fire, and that's great.
Huh.
He's got the chance of
Palace, I assume.
Yeah, he does. So yeah, this is where I triggered the reinforcements.
Oh.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Judith. We're the reinforcements.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so that Alliance General is actually Leone in disguise.
Leone, huh?
Yeah, that's where Leone would spawn normally, but she's not there. So the problem is that I did this very, very badly. I didn't know what triggered these reinforcements, and it's actually the General and the monk that I killed, not monk, punch dude, grappler that I killed on the previous turn. When you kill them, all the reinforcements trigger, and the problem is I killed them, then attacked a couple more enemies. Which led to the problem of me being in a vice at the moment, basically.
The lands on the other side of this bridge are mine. I can't just let you cross.
I'm pretty sure Acheron shows up here in the other chapter bridge maps as well, and
he does.
Dies just as easily.
Yes, so he joins on the Empire side and all the other maps. In this side, he's on the Alliance's side. Because he is the weather vane of Fodlan. Those whichever way the wind's going. So, if you kill Leone first, then Acheron just runs away.
Ooh, nice.
But I wasn't going to let him get away.
I mean, yeah. For the EXP, if not the moral standing.
Exactly. So yeah, I'm in a lot of trouble here because I've got 5 units coming from one side, 5 units from another, and my force is, like, you know, my biggest defensive piece, which is Leone, is split off here. But then they do me a huge favor. Which is they helpfully stand in an exact line of 4.
How about a curtsy?
So yeah, Byleth walks up to those guys and just stuns all of them. And so now they're all stuck.
That's another one.
Which means none of them can really do much of anything. And now I've just got to handle the guys from the top here. So Shamir's able to shoot down one, and then I kind of have to gamble here. Because that Wyvern Lord will just kill somebody. No questions asked if he gets there. And the Leone General is as fast as Leone is. So yeah, that horse will also kill anybody he gets to. Yeah, for what it's worth, Wyvern Lords are completely terrifying in this game, unsurprisingly.
I mean, considering what you're able to do with them.
Yeah. So I'm able to blow them up, and then I believe end turn. That Wyvern Lord is able to attack, but he can only get to Juritza, who then Juritzas at him.
So close.
I know. And yeah, at that point, once I've dealt with that initial push, it's relatively easy to pick everybody off. Of course, then the map pulls at second surprise.
I'm sorry. I couldn't defend the bridge. All who are able, retreat!
So she mentioned she could retreat at the beginning of the
We
map.
can take her out now. The Daphne territory will be ours. That will allow us to march safely through the Alliance.
Whoa.
Yeah, she runs. And this is actually, like, I really like this because tactically it's a very smart move. Like, just looking at the battle, because she split our forces in half, basically. There's one half that's not going to get to the, like, actual field of battle fast enough. And then there's this other half as well that, you know, is weak and it has to try and take her down and take all the other forces down as well.
Let's make this quick.
Of course. There's our friend
No.
Ignatz.
No! No!
I am helping Claude build the future of Fodlan.
Oh, Ignatz. If you'd been a bow knight, I wouldn't be able to outrange you, but you're not.
Oh no! Anyone else?
There's only one person it could be.
Thought I told you to drop it. Just forget about it.
I can't just forget about it. You lost your parents. And when you were in need, my family did nothing to help you.
Well, what were they supposed to do about it? It's not like they killed my parents. And besides, that's our folks you're talking about. That's got nothing to do with us, right?
I still can't help but feel responsible. Like I owe you somehow.
Look, if you want to do something, just be my pal like you used to. We can eat tasty meals together, play games, make jokes, and laugh until our bellies hurt.
Are you sure that's what you want?
Of course it is! We were friends before, and there's no reason we can't be friends now.
Raphael, thank you. And I'm sorry about before.
Out of my way, Ignatz! I don't want to have to fight you!
Stop deluding yourself. You joined the Empire. Didn't you consider the consequences? I don't want to fight you either, Raphael. But this is war.
Ignatz.
I should have known this would happen.
This is indeed war.
Oh my god. I hate it.
Raphael had to do it.
Nuts. Damn it. Such a good kid. He died too young.
Never let people forget that it was on my Golden Deer run that Ignatz was the one to land the killing blow on the Death Knight.
Oh man. So yeah, we've still got the conundrum of trying to stop Judith from escaping. She's got 2 turns left. I've got enough forces to get there, I think.
Ouch.
Yeah, but the reinforcement... So, the reinforcement knights don't run away. They charge in to try and stop you.
In this situation, it's done.
Fortunately, Lysithia's running Constance's battalion right now, so she has Resonant Lightning.
It helps a little.
Yeah, all of those guys get stunned. And it's taken long enough now that even Edelgard's back into the fray.
The only possible outcome.
And then we've got to unpick these guys. Which is a pain. So Hubert can kill this one.
A waste of time.
Out all Hubert can do, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much. And then we've got to figure out another way of killing this guy. Which is Dorothea thorning him, and then I think Yuri finishes him off? Yes.
Really wanted to die, huh?
Before Leonie moves in and uses her gambit, which hits like a truck, I think.
I'll do my best.
Needs to be healed though, otherwise she'll die.
Did the trick.
I don't know why Leonie's gambits are so accurate, actually. But they are, and it's a good thing.
Based on the charisma or whatever, right?
Yeah, so it's based on charm is the accuracy, and hers isn't extraordinary, it's good, but I haven't done anything to it, you know? So she should be more accurate than, say, Lysithea is with it, but she is. I don't know why.
There's always a mathematical reason.
Sorry it's gotta be like this.
Yeah, so I think that's Raphael's final kill of the campaign. He's retiring after this map. So yeah, I had to find a way to get to this chest with the turn left. And my answer was giving Violet the fetters of Dromai and then dancing him. And you really want that because the Bow of Zoltan is great.
Avoided death yet again, huh?
Judith's escape.
By the way, this is what happens if you mess up. don't mess up.
It looks like I'm done for. But I'm sorry.
There's no unique dialogue, unfortunately, between Judith and Edelgard. I thought there might be.
Alliance soldiers! Judith has fallen. Further conflict is futile. If you surrender, your lives will be spared. Lay down your weapons immediately.
Yay.
And Raphael gets the MVP.
You have all fought well. With this victory, we now have a foothold in the Alliance. The Imperial Army will cross the Aramid River and push the front lines forward. The fight will continue, but do not allow that to stop you from taking pride in our hard-won victory.
Ah, this should put a stop to one of Edelgard's choice phrases. Well done, Professor. I believe it was, if only the Professor were here, we could forge ahead and change the tides of this war.
Oh god, Edelgard, come on.
It is not necessary to tell the Professor such things.
You nerd.
We're not the only ones benefiting. The whole Imperial Army is stronger now.
Totally
Yes,
necessary.
it seems the Empire finally has both of its legs to stand on. Don't you agree?
You make it sound as though I can't run the Empire on my own. Perhaps
You can't.
it's more apt to say that the Pegasus has recovered its home.
Judith of Daphne. What a magnificent warrior. I'm happy to have the Professor back just like old times, but...
Oh, Dorothy is such a good character.
This cruel exchange of lives. When there is
Dorothy is very well written.
Fighting. The fighting has been continuing for 5 years. But now I am again witnessing the Professor's power. I hate fighting. But
Guys, you know, like, Violet didn't really do anything on that map, right?
That's terrible? Oh, but everyone is working so hard. Stop it, Bernie. You can't be the only one complaining.
Morale.
Yeah, I suppose. And, you know, technically he's the tactician, so...
Much to raise your morale.
Do you not
Right. Tactician.
They brought it once in Awakening, and then it never came up again. I'm like, there is no satisfying reason this character is so good at controlling forces.
What, Robin or Byleth?
Byleth.
Oh. I was going to say, Robin has lots of reasons.
That's true. But yes, that marks the end of Chapter 13, which is a relatively short chapter. You can't do any paralogs or anything like that. So yeah, that's a relatively short chapter. You get a single week to do stuff over the monastery, and then you're immediately straight into the next pet thing. And the chapter after this is just as short, actually, so that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah. No time to rest, I guess.
I mean, yes, this is a war, and it's a particularly cruel war as well, as things go.
You've illustrated that point very clearly, thank you.
Oh, I know Ignatz is your favorite, so...
Yeah. He's literally me. For those who don't know, he's literally me in this game. We have so much in common.
Well, there you go. I am sorry for... Well, at least his death was memorable. And
Yeah.
shows the importance of what's happening.
I guess it'd be more memorable than another LP, so yeah, probably.
So with that,
All right.
Thank you all very, very much for watching, and we will catch you next time.
See y'all later.